Hey y'all, welcome back to Flat Tire Farm. Today I want to talk about work boots. Now, I've been in construction for over 25 years and work boots have always been a problem for me. I will tear through a set of work boots in as little as 3 weeks, even though they're made out of leather and they claim to be good and strong and everything else. I either tear them up or they make my feet hurt. Now after spending 50, 75, over $100 on countless pairs of boots, having them fall apart and not being happy with them, I finally got a pair of boots that I'm happy enough with that I want to tell you all about. Now these are Ariat's Groundbreaker slip-on work boots. They're good solid leather on the bottom, nice strong sole to them. They're comfortable and they're tough and I absolutely love them. Now I spent less than $150 on these boots and they've lasted me for over 2 years. What I love the most about these boots is, outside of being strong and holding up real well, is whenever I work on hard surfaces like concrete and stuff like that, my feet get tired. And I've had other boots where I have to switch out boots every couple days just to give my feet a break. Not so with these guys. Wear them every day, all day, and my feet are comfortable and they're just the best set of work boots I've had. Sorry about Steve, he's just hanging out in the sun with me. Now, after 2 years, this is what those boots look like. I have to say the thing I'm most impressed with is I have spent, and I know you're probably not supposed to name drop, but I've spent good money on Brahma boots and on the newer, and I say newer because the old Wolverine boots are great. About 20 years ago, as far as I'm concerned, they went to crap. But anyway, those boots, after a few months, would come split apart right in here. And these guys are just solid as a rock after 2 years. For that reason, I'm not ready to give up on these boots just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort of repair them a little bit where it's starting to split away, and we're going to get them all cleaned up, and we're going to get them dressed up, and maybe we'll just use them around the farm. Now before we get these guys all cleaned up, I've got one thing I've got to fix. I got separating just here just a little bit. What I'll do is I'll get most of the dirt out and I will get this guy kind of glued together, and then I'll duct tape it in place. Once everything is all set up, then we can get it cleaned up and dealt with. Now, everybody always talks about farm fixes with baling wire and duct tape, and what they should be saying is baling wire, duct tape, and shoe goo, because this stuff's good for anything. But I'm going to put this shoe goo right along this split right here, get it taped down, and it's amazing how long this stuff will hold. Let's clean this dirt off a little bit here. Cleanest my boots have been in months. When you're using this stuff, you have to make sure that you've got a rag around to get it off your fingers, but it's more than worth it. Okay. When you're using the shoe goo, don't be shy. They say a little dab will do you. With shoe goo, it's the more the merrier. There we go. Have to let my beautiful camera lady know that I need some more shoe goo. Now, when you put something like this together, if it don't squeeze out like it is right up top there, see it's not squeezing out right there, means you need a little bit more. If you put this on there well enough, it will also be a waterproof seal. I have actually repaired Zodiac boats with this stuff. There it is. Now, we're going to make sure that that gets pressed down into that shoe goo. I
Just wrapping duct tape all the way around and back on itself. I'll make sure that's pressed in there real good. There we go. That looks pretty good. Dress that up. I'm gonna drop my fingers.
Now we'll let this set up out here in the sun, and then we're ready to get these things cleaned up and get them dressed. All right, y'all, I'm back. Obviously not the same day, but things get busy around here. So let's get these boots finished up. Let's pull this duct tape off. And we'll see how our shoe goo did. Okay. The shoe goo did not let go of the duct tape. Right in here, as you can see, I got chunks of duct tape embedded in the shoe goo, but this ain't no fashion show. So we've got, that's some good duct tape too. Look, it made a little line right on my boot there. So I'll show you how I maintain these boots and keep them going so long. My secret is Snow Seal. This stuff is great. It protects leather. It kind of lubricates it, keeps it from drying out, cracking, all that kind of stuff. And it helps make it a little bit waterproof. It's not gonna be perfectly waterproof, but it does really, really well. If you do a good job of keeping on this, whenever your boots or whatnot gets dried out, you put more on it, it'll really make a huge difference. So the way I'm going to put it on here, on my boots, is I'm actually going to use these leather gloves. I use this Snow Seal to keep leather gloves soft and keep them going too. So this top part of these Groundbreaker boots are actually like a split leather. So I don't put any of my Snow Seal on that. I could, because I don't, really care how pretty they are, but I just don't. Half the time I got my pant leg running over this guy anyways. So I'm gonna scoop out, like I say, a ton. Don't be shy. And I will smear it all over this boot, all over this leather, and then just work it in. Take your time. Don't miss anything. And as far as I'm concerned, I got that saying, less is more. This ain't one of those times, y'all. Don't be shy. Right now, because these are gonna turn into my standby boots, I'm not really gonna try to avoid the split leather perfectly, but we're not gonna focus on getting it either. So when you're doing that, really focus on getting in between the sole and the top of the boot there. Really smear it in there. Get a thick, goopy layer in there. Okay? So I'm gonna get this guy all smeared around in there. And then I'm gonna get the other boot and do that. And actually I'm gonna adjust this camera so top of my head ain't cut off no more. And then I'll be right back with y'all. All right, y'all, here we are. So I got these stuff just smeared on there nice and thick. Now, don't wipe it off. You might think, hey, wipe off the excess, that kind of stuff. Don't do it, just leave it in there. Now I'll take these boots and I'll set them by the wood stove, or I'll set them in a sunny window or somewhere where they can get warm. And in fact, when you're getting started, or if your boots are real bad, stick them in a sunny window or next to that wood stove beforehand, and then do this, and then put them back. And pre-warming the boots and then warming them afterwards will really help that that beeswax to melt into the pores of the leather. Now, I used my gloves to put all that stuff on there, and now my gloves are covered in this stuff, which is perfect, because now I'll just start wringing my hands and I'll spread this snow seal throughout the whole glove, right? Gloves are another thing that I go through a lot. I use my gloves and my boots. I use them like tools, y'all. I mean, I'm kicking stuff into place and kicking stuff out of my way, and you know, I use my gloves. Something's too hot and I know that if I want to just grab it real quick, I just throw my gloves on. That's fine. I'll leave my glove, you know, put my gloves on and dig through dirt by hand, stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, boots, gloves, stuff like that, they're tools, and you got to take care of your tools, right? So I got all that stuff nice and worked into these gloves. It'll keep them soft. These gloves right here, they're like 1.5 years old, but I didn't start using them because they're in standby mode for a while. But I've been using them for probably, 6-8 months, something like that. And I will go through several pairs of leather gloves a year. I go through a lot. But the way that I make them last that long and I don't go through, you know, a dozen a year or something, is by doing this snow seal. So just like the shoe goo, I can't say enough good stuff about this snow seal. And it don't have to be for work boots or, you know, leather work gloves or something like that. You know, if you all got one of them fancy jobs where you're wearing them, you know, leather casual shoes or dress shoes, this is great for that. But you have to keep in mind, it will change the color of the leather. So if you're concerned about that, and just test it, you know, in a spot that's not going to be noticed very much. I will put a link in the description for both the snow seal and the shoe goo that Mr. Steve is modeling for us. So y'all, if you don't have these around your homestead or even just around your home, get them. You will not be sorry. Thanks for joining us here on the homestead today. If this video was helpful, or at the very least entertaining, give me a like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.